Hi, guys. Fernandes Lembo on the grid.
Mm-hmm.
Not really on the grid last night, John. Before we get to football, we were at a couple of volleyball regional semifinal matches. I was at the two teams you're familiar with, Venice and Manatee.
Yep.
Venice has destroyed pretty much every team 3-0 this year. First time they have to go to a five-setter. Got down 0-2, move on.
Mm-hmm.
How about your match?
Well, all three of us were at five-set matches. Dennis Mazzoli did the Port Charlotte match. I was at Riverview Olympia in Orlando. Rams lost in 5, but they lost 25-11 in the first set, and I'm thinking, wow, we're going to be out of here quick. And credit to the Rams. They came back. They won set 2, won set 4, but they had a hard time. Olympia had some really good outside hitters that Riverview never really had an answer for, but pretty good season for Nikki Halpert, first-year coach, a Brian Wheatley protege. She played under Coach Wheatley at Venice, so some good young players back for the Rams next year, but, tough way to end it.
Venice had won 4 straight regionals, then were upset by Manatee. Not really an upset, defeated by Manatee last year, and got their just desserts yesterday. For a team that wins so many games, matches 3-0, to get down 0-2, you're not familiar with that situation, to come back and win, it really says something about their discipline.
And it says something about the fact that Coach Wheatley really makes a hard schedule every year.
Right.
I mean, they went and they played in Chicago, that A6 national tournament, against some of the best teams in the country. Their battle at the beach would have been a lot bigger, but that was a weekend of Irma, so they had to move it. And they got to look at some good teams there. The reason he plays those tough teams is that when you're down 0-2 to a Manatee, who was a very tough team, it's not over. You say, hey, guys, we play some of the best teams in the country, we'll rally back. And I think that's why they won that match. A lot of it goes back to who you play to get to this point in the season.
And just the way they, I've seen other volleyball where the girls have trouble getting the serves in.
Right.
Man, just the level of volleyball between these two teams. Every serve was in. Everybody was pounding at the net. Real impressive.
You had some Division I players in the floor last night.
The
girls
twins from Manatee.
Other Venice girls are going Division I. So you had some really, really great volleyball. And Math also had a great match. Port Charlotte. Port Charlotte winning that one in 5. They beat Charlotte all 4 times this year. I had a story on Tuesday's paper about the family bond with coaches and players. So, yeah, some good volleyball matches last night. I can't remember the last time we had 3 matches all go 5 sets. And
Venice will now be on the road probably to face Palm Harbor University.
Right,
you think they should win and then advance to the Final Four then, right?
I think so. I mean, Palm Harbor University, last year Manatee beat them. 2 years ago, Venice beat them. It's just like they're kind of almost like in the tough region where you face either Venice or Manatee every year. And they were in Manatee's district the year Manatee won the state championship. And they actually gave Manatee's biggest match, toughest match, I thought, in the postseason. That Manatee won in 4, but it was a tough match. It was 5. It was a tough match. So, yeah, it should be a good match. I think Venice is the favorite there, though.
They always are. Seems that way.
Until you get,
gets that team going.
I mean, when they play Aquinas, I don't know if they'll be the favorite. If they play Aquinas, I don't know if they'll be the favorite, but they're a good volleyball team. They're fun to watch. They're big up front. They move a lot. They have so many weapons. So it's good volleyball.
It's fun to watch. Not to switch gears, we had a story about Southeast. Unfortunately, a couple of weeks ago, we had Mooney being forced to forfeit their games for using an eligible player academic-wise, and now Southeast. But Southeast is a little bit different. They were in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Mooney was borderline. Now you got Booker going in. Talk about that situation up there.
It's tough for Southeast. They were 6-1 and playing Harmony this week, and if they would have won that game, they likely would have been in. And now they're not going to be in. And Booker and Dennis Mazzoli did the story. Dumika Atkins collected the jerseys on Monday when they lost to Braden River, was washing them. All of a sudden, hey, you have a playoff game coming up. So you feel bad for the Southeast kids, and
the Mooney kids from a couple of weeks ago, because really it's not their fault. They're out there, busting it, and then frankly the adults didn't come through for them in the administration office.
Right, but the thing about Southeast is they forfeited. I mean, this is when Mooney, there was 2 games. Mooney did it made it 1-4. It still made it tough, but there was still.
But it wasn't a possibility.
Now it's like you can't make up 7 games in 1 week.
Right.
And especially, look at where Southeast was. They were 5-0, playing Hardee for district title. They had the fight against Hardee. Now they have this. Been a rough couple of weeks for the Seminoles, and you feel bad for the seniors too. The guys who thought, hey, we're going to get back to the playoffs. It's been 3 straight years, but it's not going to happen now for those reasons. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I was looking forward to Southeast this year. They look like one of those nice turnaround stories. Those
they've been in the last couple of years. This year would have been, the 6-7 wins. They haven't won that many games. I don't know how long. Maybe Paul Meckley's last real great season in 2012, I think. So yeah, things are kind of trending upward. Now this happens on the the heels of the fight against RD, which I wasn't at, so I'm not going to pass judgment about what happened that night.
Right.
But I guess the rough, really bad couple of weeks for a team that a couple of weeks ago was, hey, they're 5-0. They're the only undefeated public school team in the area, and it's kind of falling apart.
Talk about the last couple of bad days. I wrote a story a couple of days ago about Chuck Anzac.
Yeah.
And the Riverview baseball coach who's been there 7 years, won back-to-back district titles. First title was the first time in 17 years at that school. You never really hear about a coach getting fired.
Right.
But he was relieved.
Well, not for not like unless it's like a big.
Unless it's like a big deal.
Right.
Most coaches, they resign because they're taking a different position or getting out of the business to spend more time with their family. But in this case, it caused some, consternation around Riverview. It still does. A guy like that has a proven track record. Now you wonder, who they're going to fill the position with. You hear names like Jeremy Schmidt and stuff, but you never see coaches really, forced out maybe before they really want to. But past couple of years, we've had a lot of coaches leave the area for one reason or another, leave different programs, different sports, really.
Well, I think reading your story, the part about how he was kind of too broken up to say anything. So this really caught him off guard.
It did.
See him just from reading your story that he was like too upset to even kind of.
To really formulate a response as why am I getting,
Yeah, so that kind of shows you. And, you dealt with him more than I have.
Right.
But my couple dealings with him were always good. I remember a couple years ago, they were a regional finalist. Kind of came out of nowhere, and their pitching got really hot in the postseason. They were, like, beating teams like 3-0, 2-1. So
he's a local guy, went to Sarasota High School, played under Clyde Metcalf. I talked to him. He hoped to be, not in terms of Clyde Metcalf, in terms of victories, but in terms of tenure at one school.
Yeah.
He was hoping to be there for a long, long time.
Yeah, not going to happen now, unfortunately.
Just to editorialize here, this is high school. Unless the coach does something egregiously wrong, a high school coach shouldn't get canned because of a record. There's more to instill than just victories at the high school level. There's character and there's leadership among your players.
Yeah, and
so you never want to see a coach. I don't think a coach should get fired for performance at the high school level.
Right, and the thing is, we don't know if it was that because in your story you made a couple phone calls, no one got back to you for whatever reason. So I'd like to hear that side of it. And maybe we will in the next coming days, but if no one's picking the phone up.
Right. Now we also have a lot of stuff happening. Howie in the Hills. We got other sports that sometimes get.
Well, we have state swimming, 1A, 2A this weekend. We have golf. We had 2A with the kid from Port Charlotte, Mark Fuji. That's completely. Then we're gonna have 3A, then 1A next week, and then next week we have 3A, 4A swimming. So it's a lot of things going on right now. Of course, in volleyball regionals, we still have Venice left, and of course Port Charlotte is left. They go to Naples, Barron, Collier next week. And then Sunday is the big football selection show, which will stream live on NFHSnetwork.com.
So this is almost going to be like the what you see in college basketball with the dance, right?
Kind of. We kind of know who's going. For example, we know that Venice and Riverview have literally clinched. They won their district. I think Manatee will go. I think Charlotte. I think Palmetto or Charlotte will go, or Port Charlotte, Braden River. Those teams are in good shape. But this will be the seedings, and we'll see who's going where, and it should be a fun Sunday. I'm looking forward to it.
Bowls of popcorn at all the.
Well, it's 11 in the morning, so I don't know.
Breakfast popcorn.
Big bowl of
something that exists. Just quick, we'll talk about the games Friday. It's rivalry week. I'll be at Sarasota Riverview game.
Yeah.
That game will be at Riverview. Riverview is inducting the 1988 state runner-up team into its Athletic Hall of Fame.
That's good.
This on Friday
I think Riverview's won 4 or 5 in a row, right?
Yes.
They kind of own the series as of late.
They have won the series.
Yeah.
I would expect them to be the favorite going to this game. How about the game you're going to be at?
I'll be at Manatee, Venice at Manatee.
Right.
I think Venice is the favorite. I think they're, like I said, the best team in the area.
Right.
But Manatee, I think it's good to play them because they're going to get a lot of points for playing them because Venice is a playoff team from a year ago, and they're going to win at the very least 8 or 9 games. So this could help Manatee's postseason chances. If Manatee pulls the upset off, be even bigger. But I think Venice will win that game. But the bigger game, maybe in terms of the playoffs, Palmetto-Charlotte.
Right.
Because Charlotte's still behind Port Charlotte in the standings with the points and everything. So I think whoever loses that game might be out. Port Charlotte plays Hialeah. They should win that one. So it's going to be an interesting Friday. That's what I like about this new playoff. Usually this week would be kind of going through the motions, but that's a big games this week.
And looking forward to our show next week. We can break down who's going where. We'll have a definitive picture there.
All that stuff. And, and if we do it on Thursday next week, we'll have the volleyball because the volleyball's on Tuesday. I think it's on Tuesday. So by this time next week, we'll know if we have any volleyball teams left.
And one last note, if the Yankees hire a manager, you're going to hear it here first.
I don't know if you hear it first, but I'll opine first.
He will opine for many minutes. So for John Lembo, I'm Doug Fernandes. We'll see you next week on the Grid.